This week on the Face Off Hockey Show, welcome to the new year. New year, same old us. We'll talk about a lot of day-to-days, but hey, aren't we all? The outdoor game was a thing. Kevin Shattenkirk's a work in progress, even though he's been in the league for 10 years, and your Patreon pick about rivalries and USA Hockey. They're not mutually exclusive, but hey, what can you do? All that and more. It's Face Off Hockey Show right now.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway.
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Welcome. Feliz cumpleaños. I think that's happy birthday. In any case, welcome to Face Off Hockey Show. I'm indeed Scotty Waz. Welcome to a new year. Congratulations. You made it through. We appreciate you. Joined as always by the man all in yellow, all yellow everything. Juve's proud. Juve P.
Yep.
Hi, Joe.
JP.
Allegedly, Mark with a C is going to join us. He said he is going to join us. He said, I'll be on the show. I'll be on the show. He'll be on the show soon. We'll get to him in a bit when he shows up. But first, ladies and gentlemen, again, Happy New Year's. We just got done recording about 20 minutes ago our latest Face Off Hockey Show extra show. Kind of a divergent. If you have a question, obviously email faceoffhockeyshow@gmail.com. We'll answer it. You only get to hear it if you're doing that tier of the Patreon. But we're going to kind of do almost a retrospective thing, or like a subject that, you know, it's nostalgia, or it's something we want to go into long form about. That we kind of just don't have the time for on this one. The Patreon pick is kind of gives us a little bit of format, but like this is for like a little bit of extended play, an EP, if you will. So patreon.com/faceoffhockeyshow. You can be like our fine friends who've donated and graciously donated as such, like Rob and Brian, our newest patron, Damon, Mark, Trista, Ethan, Chris, Mitch, Angela, and Sean. Go to patreon.com/faceoffhockeyshow for all the information there. If you want to donate, great. If you can't, that's fine too. If you want to get the message out, go for it. You guys are great. We love you. Thank you for listening. As always, podcast will be free except for those ads you have to listen to, and that gives us that sweet, sweet Blog Talk Radio money.
Hey, we made money.
We did make money.
We've made money doing the show.
We can retire now. We can just stop doing the show entirely. We've made money. We've done it now to the point where we've made money doing this show. Something.
Yep,
16 years ago.
I knocked off another thing of my 101 list.
There we go.
Getting paid to do the Face Off Hockey Show. We've made $30 so far from Blog Talk Radio.
It sure beats going ahead and cold calling companies and asking them to in 2004 to sponsor a internet radio show.
That's true.
That's when Mark with a C has the time and the ability to join us for the early shows. We'll have to talk about him and I doing that during the summer, and getting things figured out that way. Like, that was hilarious. Just sitting there in Dave's sister's house basement, which was our studio in Crofton, cold calling not only sports teams to get them on our network, but sponsors to get on the show. Like, that right there is worth the price of admission for your Patreon. So you got that. But Johnny P, what did you do this week? Happy New Year to you, sir. Did you get all crazy with it?
Thank you. You too. No, I did not. I had an international game of Trivial Pursuit through Google Hangouts with some friends in England.
I saw that. It looked fantastic.
So that occurred. I drank some of the liquor in my house with some margarita mixes that I got last year for Christmas. They were terrible.
I wonder if it'd gone bad.
So bad that I had got no, they hadn't gone bad. They were just shit.
Oh, okay.
So bad that the strawberry one, I decided there was zero chance I was drinking that, and I launched it out the slider back door into the collection, the water collection hole that's behind my house.
Nice.
Somebody's gonna find that this summer, I bet. So yeah. So that was New Year's Eve. New Year's Day, I went out with Matthew Q. Death Esquire.
Nice.
And we watched
the newly married Matthew Q. Death Esquire.
Yes, the newly married. And we went down to Salancha in Fells Point and watched some English Premier League. But on the way to the bar, somebody had a really, really good night. I'm guessing the night before. Because this girl lost her entire purse.
What?
Just laying on the street. I don't know. What probably occurred was she put it on top of like an Uber while she was getting in the car, and the car took off, and the purse gone. Bank card, ID, everything. Me
Christ.
being the Death being the smart one that he is, he decided against putting it in his house and just leaving a women's purse in his house because that might have been a bad idea. I, being the smart one and the internet savviness that I have, found the girl on Facebook and let her know that we had it. And started off 2018 with a good deed, some fantastic karma
Mm-hmm.
for the new year. Plus, she was kind of hot. So
priorities,
so
priorities.
I have a new friend on Facebook. I got a new job.
Hey, Mazel.
Yeah, new job starting 6 weeks. Middle of February, I'll have a new job. I will be leaving where I am right now after the program that I'm on goes live, and a couple weeks of support and going to a new job. I believe this is a part of getting old. I paid off all my student loans recently. Now my new title will be Senior Solutions Analyst, which I'm pretty certain just means I'm old. But hey, they're going to pay me more money to do it. So
There you go.
Got that.
Got to look out for number
happening.
one, Johnny.
I have I'm going to get a queen size bed. So watch out, people. I'm going to be able to sleep better soon.
Oh no!
What?
Oh, we gotta wait till. Have you seen the new All-Star jerseys?
No, I have not.
We'll tell you. We'll get to that in a bit. Sorry. Oh baby, are they fucking terrible?
Good. I probably am gonna get one then. So yeah, so got that. I mean, it was a pretty decently eventful week outside of. I despise New Year's Eve. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Kind of overrated. A very overrated
like
thing.
as a holiday, it's basically like one of those things where I could punch it in the throat if it was a person. Never really liked New Year's Eve. It's like far too pretentious to me. As a holiday. So I don't do anything.
It's also amateur hour, I believe. That and St. Patrick's Day, the two amateur hours.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day is at least cool because it's normally the first weekend of the NCAA basketball tournament.
Sure.
So you get to go out to a bar for 12 hours and watch basketball with your friends. Like that's fun.
But that's kind of hard. That's kind of like also hard. Like if you kind of want to enjoy basketball or know a little bit about it. It's not like I'm Irish today. Glug glug glug.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. So I guess that's pretty much all. I decided that 2018 is probably my year. Probably gonna make
Hey, it's off to a great
2018
start,
my
brother.
year.
Off to a great
So-
start, man.
Thanks. Thank you. I mean, I didn't spend hours trying to figure out things for the new hospital, but we'll see. Maybe at some point.
One of these days. One of these days. So before I get to my week, I have to got to go ahead and Scotty screen share. So Tim and Sid is a show in Canada. Hilarious show. It would be if you and I had a TV show together, and I was Portuguese and you were Moldovan, whatever.
Close enough.
There we go. So here are the all-star jerseys and the captains of said teams. Ovechkin, the captain for the Metro. Stamkos, the captain of the Atlantic. McDavid, the captain of the Pacific. And Subban, captain of the Central. And here, whoops, nope, that is not. That is Joe Budden. And here's the front of them. Those are the front of them. If we're on Scotty screen share, it's got the names of the names of the.
Yellow?
It looks like a yellow.
See, I need that to be more neon, and then I'm in.
Yeah,
that gray. So if that gray jersey on the top with the Ovechkin name on it, if that gray jersey instead of being gray and yellow is more of a like gray and like
metallic
volt
or metallic and a volt.
Yes, I'm in.
I like the Atlantic jersey. The Atlantic, the blue and yellow. That looks pretty sweet. The orange and black of the Central doesn't look great. Doesn't look terrible either.
I mean, these don't look terrible. What did the color scheme? What does it mean? Like, why is this occurring? At least, like, what was it? Okay, so first and foremost, I don't even know where the All-Star game is.
It's in Tampa.
Second of all, okay, so the yellow makes 0 sense for Tampa. But I mean, nope, that was Columbus's B.
Yeah, not
part of it. So I don't know where the black and orange comes from. Don't know where the yellow comes from. I get the gray and the blue. But that's what was cool about Los Angeles was that they used colors of their jerseys throughout time. Like that was like somebody was looked at it and was probably like, oh, well, why is there a purple jersey for this? Because it's cool because there was a Kings jersey that was purple. Like that was awesome. If that trend continued, great. What in the flying hell just occurred?
Right. Yep, you're not wrong. The orange is definitely throws me off. The Nashville All-Star jerseys, it was just black and silver and yellow, and each team got like a home and away because they didn't realize you can have 4 different jerseys and monetize that way. But now they do.
Brian said apparently Subban and McDavid are playing for the Cincinnati Bengals.
You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. Hey, guess what? They still could have beaten the Ravens.
Oh
my God in heaven.
That was bad.
But yeah, no,
I didn't even watch it.
I
wasn't allowed to. I'm not allowed to watch the Ravens anymore since I went to London.
Right? Why is that?
Because they lost in London. Apparently, I'm not allowed to watch because I'm the one who screws everything up. Blah, blah, blah.
It's your ear, though, brother.
It's my ear.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It's amazing that these All-Star jerseys can come out now. How do you do All-Star? There you go. I forgot to put out my tweet for it. But my new year started off.
I'm glad that Ovi's an All-Star captain, though.
Yep, good for him. Congratulations, Ovi. You did it.
Nice.
You've done it again. So my new year started off great. Car died on Saturday. Turns out that the starter was trying to pull more power from the battery, thus creating wire corrosion and then corrosion on the post. So it died, and then as it was getting towed, I realized there was a flat front tire. So that was great. $300 later, it's fixed and works like a charm.
That's not bad.
That's not terrible, but
that could be way worse.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal though, because I had to take cabs and lifts everywhere.
Yeah.
Which, in Grand Forks, trying to find a Lyft driver, go to hell with that. Not fun. What I'm saying. Other than that, it was a quiet New Year's. We did, like I said, me and my friend McCall, her and I went out and did some work things, and then she let me use her car because she was working overnight and didn't want a cold car because it was minus 20 degrees. with a minus 55 wind chill. Fuck this place.
That
My
sounds awful.
God, dude, it's not fun. It's terrible. It's a lateral move from Calgary. It's terrible.
Like, it's 8 degrees here, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cold. I need to bring out my like puffy winter jackets.
It was minus 4 today, and we're just like, this isn't bad. Like,
People are outside in shorts.
Yeah. Like, it was insane. It was absurd. And it was funny, we were at Buffalo Wild Wings. McCall's boyfriend plays for St. Cloud State, and then the number 1 team in the nation, or were the number 1 team in the nation. They tied Princeton twice. So getting updates from him after the game about how pissed off he was that they tied, that was pretty hilarious. Then we went to see UND take on the university, the USA under-18 team, including Marylander Patrick Giles, or Gillies. I don't know how it's pronounced either. I think it's Giles. We talked to him. Puts up on my blog, ScottyWaz.com. You can check it out about his leaving Landon its sophomore year to go to the U.S. National Development Team. I think the first true Marylander, because I don't. As much as I like Graham McPhee, I'm not going to count him as a guy who went through the Maryland school system to get to the National Development Program. Maybe that's just me, though. So I talked to Patrick about it. Dude, he's baby face, but he's 6'5", 203 at 17 years. 17 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. Kid's sick. Kid's got good hands. He needs to get a little bit bulkier. Got an assist on the night. Hard on the puck. Hard on the forecheck. Leaves the zone a little bit too early. I think that's going to be to his detriment. But I think that him and Adam Varga are 2 young Marylanders who are going to hopefully make Maryland a developmental state that we just hope to imagine ourselves in. So card died. Got the card back. UND hockey. New Year's at work. And yeah, that was pretty much about it. We're joined now by Mark with a C.
Indeed. Can you hear me?
Oh, Jesus.
Am I loud?
You're very high on the gain.
You're very high.
Well,
Gain
no, it
recognizes
works.
gain, son.
How about now?
There we go. A little bit. You
Better?
can pump it up a little bit better.
Okay. Better?
Pump it up a little more.
A little more? Pump up the jams?
There we go. That's perfect.
Is that better? Okay.
Happy New Year.
Is this the old box?
This is your box. Well, not your box.
Your boy.
My boy. My box.
This is the Gen 1 box.
No, she's out at dinner. We're talking about New Year's stuff, buddy. How was your New Year's?
We were asleep by 9:30.
Attaboy.
It was delightful. I celebrated in I don't know, Turkey. Sometime in Turkey around 5.
You were you had that much turkey that you just fell asleep in it?
That's true.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened.
Tryptophan. Cool, man. Well, good. How was your Christmas? We didn't talk to you last week.
It was good. Good. Lots of traveling, but otherwise good. Saw the family. The family came down to Virginia to celebrate Christmas. So Lynn and Frank came down.
I was there too.
John was there.
Did you guys meet Virginia?
No, she left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't take
She
the
moved
train
out
down.
from the house next door.
Mm.
That's also part of the year of John. Just saying.
Shit. So Mark, we were talking about the new All-Star jerseys were revealed today.
Okay. Are they good?
You have to see these things. They're awful.
They're interesting. They're not the best. Got to bring it up because I was at NHL Uniform see if they actually had the mock-up of them yet, and they do not because I think they were just revealed like hours ago. Mere hours ago, these were released. The captains: Ovechkin, Stamkos, McDavid, Subban. And here's the front of them. And Johnny brought up an interesting point. Last year in LA, they had the colors that the Kings had used in the past. The All-Star game this year is in Tampa Bay. The logo looks like it's a Florida Panthers one. The fuck's going on, NHL? Yeah.
I like how all of them have the fake laces.
Yeah, the faux lace. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say I don't really hate that gray jersey.
No, I don't mind it. I don't mind it that much. I like the Atlantic one. I also like the only one I don't like is the Pacific. In all honesty, I don't like white jerseys. But hashtag all jerseys matter. The point is this.
That's true.
Um,
I like how Adidas has decided to put their 3 stripes on the underarms, though.
yeah. Well, obviously you got to. They couldn't do it on most of the real. They couldn't do it on the real jerseys. They got to do it on the All-Star jerseys.
I might buy another Adidas jersey.
There you go. Mark, your thoughts?
I don't know. I dig the color schemes. They look like just when you used to go to the store as a kid, and if you went to like the Nike outlet, if you couldn't afford like the Real Madrid jersey or the U.S. national team jersey, there was always that jersey that was hanging on the wall that was just like sort of blue with yellow on the sides. You could just like run around in that in the backyard. That's what these jerseys remind me of. They just look like an odd color scheme that nobody was buying them, so they made them into all-star jerseys.
That's actually a really good assessment.
Yes,
Actually,
I agree.
when you break it out like that. As we scroll through here on the Scotty screen share, the Atlantic, the Central. I like that. I really am digging the Central.
Yeah, it's weird though that I like how all weird, like maybe how all of the jerseys have the officials' armbands on them.
That is interesting. See, I thought the game was in Chicago because it looked like it was almost the Chicago flag or the DC flag. There's the Metro Boomin. That does look very metallic-y on the shoulders, though. It looks very reflective metallic. And I bet you the orange is a little bit brighter than this. Probably not too much brighter.
That looks yellow.
Like those look like
No,
the
you're right.
jerseys that they tried to sell to people who maybe tend to play hockey by the side of the road at night sometimes.
Yeah, it's true.
But
You're
they
right,
didn't really
John.
sell so well.
The reflective jerseys. Those reflective jerseys don't really sell well. And Johnny, you are right. That is yellow and not orange. I had the Central in my brain.
Yeah, so they're not terrible. I like those jerseys.
The Pacific.
I have a pair of shoes that match those jerseys.
Fair. But again, like you said, Johnny, there's no reason why these jerseys aren't like. I guess you can only do so much with the Tampa Bay color of silver, black, white, and blue. Well, here you go: silver, black, white, and blue, and then just weird accents to it.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have fucking jerseys then that you actually no. I'm gonna completely end that thought and say you could have a silver, a white, a blue, and a black jersey because the Lightning have had black jerseys. And you have 4 colors right there that come out of the Lightning jerseys, and you can put all the little yellow shit and everything else you want all over the place and accentuate things. But all of the jerseys should have been the colors of the Lightning. This orange and black thing, I don't know how the Flyers got into the mix, but they should not be there. Unless
I was going to say Oklahoma State Cowboys, but you know what? You're not wrong.
Unless I'm gonna throw like a really cool wrench into this or something that I think is cool because
Fuck it.
we had something before the show, so I'm already like 2 in at this point. I think that the NHL All-Star Game, the Eastern Conference teams should wear the colors of whichever team went to the Stanley Cup the year before from the Eastern Conference, and the Western Conference teams should have the colors of whichever team went to the Stanley Cup from the Western Conference.
That's interesting.
But not exactly the same jerseys, just the same color scheme.
Right. So like the Atlantic,
So
the Atlantic
Eastern
would
Conference-
be.
so the Eastern Conference, instead of being the orange and white and black set, would be a yellow and black.
So no,
and,
you mean the
white
gray and yellow and blue and yellow would be a black and yellow and like white and yellow.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
not
sorry,
black.
I had the wrong. I still have the Flyers on my mind with those jerseys. Damn
Black
it.
and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Fine with that. I'd be fine if that was the gimmick. Like just
That's
make
actually a
that
really
happen.
good gimmick too. I like that. I like this. Like this shit. There we go. So there you
Because
go.
then,
kids.
okay, so then you have the like bandwagon fans that jumped on just because their team won the Stanley Cup last year, being like, you know what, I'm going to buy an All-Star jersey this year.
Sure, they're cheaper. I wonder what the Fanatics jerseys look like. I wonder what the Fanatics jerseys fit like. I know what the Adidas fit like. They fit fantastic. I wonder what the Fanatics jerseys fit like.
You know, the only thing I don't like about the Adidas jerseys is that they got rid of 48s. So I ended up having to order a 50.
Yeah.
It's a little long.
Sure.
Little long in the arms and in the body. But
Sure.
it fits me great, like through the body. It's snug fit. It's fantastic.
That's
But
good.
a little long. It comes down to like knee level.
You can shop on shop.nhl.com for your NHL All-Star jerseys. Okay, here, listen. The Adidas Authentic jersey, blank for the Atlantic Division, $189.99.
That's not bad.
For the Adidas Authentic. If you want to get the Fanatics jersey, which is the quote-unquote breakaway jersey, $139.99.
I'm
$50
paying
more.
the $50 for a real jersey.
Exactly. Why wouldn't you?
And let's be dead honest. That gray jersey, I'm going to get on sale after the All-Star game, and it's going to be like $130 for the Authentic, and I'm going to be like, yeah, fuck.
Why wouldn't you?
That's what I did last year. I got the purple jersey for half off. It was $70.
Well, yeah, I sent that link to you.
True story, you did.
Also, Stadium Series stuff out and about. At least a hoodie. So the Navy with the Navy logo on that logo on it. I like it, and it also shows the Caps. This is an interesting one. So we talked about. Sorry, guys, I hate to break this. Breaking news. Beep, 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 beep. I don't know what that was. Sorry, I apologize. So when the thing got unveiled, fuck, I closed the long one. God damn it, you idiot. So when the thing got unveiled for the logos of the Stadium Series, the Caps was just say CAP with the stars over top, right? So
yes, it's at CAPS, right? Wasn't it Caps
CAPS.
with the stars?
Yeah. This is the logo that's on the hoodie for the Caps. It's a W with
changed.
like the Washington Monument at the top, or the Monumental Sports logo, if you will.
Yeah, that's effectively the Monumental Sports logo upside down with 3 stars on top of it. Like Ted Leotis was like, nobody wants this Caps bullshit.
Right.
The Craps. Give me this logo. And they're like, Ted. He's like, yeah, I know. I own it.
Listen, I own this. I own this team. I own half of the AFL. I'm going to make this happen. I still like that stadium. I still like the Annapolis Stadium Series logo. I don't care. It looks fantastic.
He does own half of the AFL.
Yes, he does. He has like 42 teams in the Arena Football League. He bought them for pennies on the dollar.
So I would actually buy, if there was a navy blue, like a navy blue hat or a hoodie or a long sleeve that just had the logo on it and not either team's logo, I would buy that. That's actually one of the only things I think I would buy for a actual event that didn't have a team logo on it. Because I agree with you completely. I like that logo as well.
That logo looks sick. Sick, nasty, bro. So I'm all about that, and hopefully they do have that coming up in the future. And as we said on the extra show, the credential thing has gone down for the Annapolis game, and we have submitted our for your approval. Try to get in. Of course, because last year they switched us. Jen and I are listed under UND Sports.
That's fine. I might have a better chance of getting through with Face Off Hockey Show on my own then.
Exactly, and then Jen and I could have a better chance of getting through UND Sports because TJ Oshie and Tyler Shorney play there. So, 2 UND alums. Johnny, if you look at that link, that could be what you want, what you really, really want. I really want. So, all right, gentlemen, should we get to some news?
I was reading an article about how I can turn Alexa into a home entertainment or a home security system.
That's interesting.
I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Time now for some injury reports. Chris Kreider, the New York Rangers, he is out indefinitely. He has a blood clot in his arm. A lot of hockey players getting blood clots.
This sounds awful. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is something that a physician or somebody in the NHL should figure out, like a root cause as to why. Like, there are too many pro hockey athletes who are getting blood clots, and it's the only sport where you hear this occurring.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because I'm thinking about like basketball. No, football, not really. Baseball, definitely not. Yeah, blood clots, very interesting. Wonder if it has to do with all the flights they have to take, or over conditioning, or what. I don't know.
A lot of the pro sports have flights, though. I mean,
But a lot-
baseball players probably fly just as much as hockey players do.
True, but they have a lot more downtime than hockey players do as well.
Yeah.
I would argue. I would play devil's advocate for that. Mark Scheifele, upper body injury. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. Went crashing hard into the boards. That looked pretty ugly when he did that. Same with Alexander Ladulov. Went to the boards ugly. Upper body injury. He is day to day, but aren't we all? Former Caps updates. Philip Forsberg, upper body injury. He is on the IR this year. The Predators' leading scorer. Also, Semyon Varlamov, lower body injury. He is day to day. By the way, just in case you guys are wondering, I did the translation. Semyon Varlamov is Russian for Rick DiPietro.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That
Wow.
makes total sense now.
Peter Budai, left leg injury. He is day to day. Artem Amisanov, upper body injury. He is on the IR. And Michael Frolik, broken jaw. I have a broken jaw after that. Jesus. Broken jaw.
A broken draw is what you do when you
when
you're
you
from the
try to
Glen Burnie
talk
area.
like this, you're Russian, but you're cowboy, partner. Broken jaw for Michael Frolik. He is week to week. Zach Ronaldo got a 6-game suspension for going oops upside the head of Samuel Girard. And Patrick Maroon got a 2-game suspension for going oops upside the head of Drew Doughty. So there's that.
Just when there was a person like Paul Bissonnette, who everybody thought was such a douchebag, Ronaldo has gone and like completely blown that out of the water.
Ronaldo! Sorry.
Not like Brazilian Ronaldo or
Oh, that's-
Portuguese Ronaldo.
You have to specify.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, obviously.
What about Ronaldinho?
Also a Brazilian. Yes.
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 Yeah. Zach Ronaldo scumbag. You're right.
Yes.
All right. So our Patreon pick, we have a tie. It's funny. I said we've got 2 choices, and then I put 3 choices. I'm an asshole. You go to patreon.com/faceoffhockeyshow, find the tier system. You can vote on it. So the 2 that won, the USA Olympic team was announced. How hype are we about this? And Blake Sebring of the News Sentinel in Fort Wayne, Indiana, talked about the ECHL meeting more rivalries, and he gave some ideas about what goes into a great rivalry. And we'll go over that. Jesus, why am I burping so fucking much? It's warm alcohol. Bud Light, not a sponsor of the Face Off Hockey Show, but should be. So you want to talk about the U.S. men's hockey roster real quick? We'll run it down for you we'll break it down for a fundamental standpoint. Mark, have you heard about this team? Have you seen this team?
I saw a couple of the names on there, but please do enlighten me.
Some names you might remember. Mark Arcabello, former Edmonton Oiler. Jonathan Blum, former Nashville Predator. Chris Bork is made the team. Wait, hold on. I'm getting where the U.S. has put him on waivers.
Oh,
The U.S. has put
fuck. I bet
Chris
Finland
Bork on
picks him
waiver.
up.
Finland has made a claim on him.
Yep, sounds about
Okay,
right.
Chris Bork will be playing for the Finnish national team. What's
no,
that?
no. Before the Olympics, I bet you he gets trapped. Hold on.
Finland has just put him on waivers, and the U.S. has picked him up again. And Chris Moore's back on the U.S. Olympic team. Everybody.
Oh man, the shit show of people on Twitter that are pissed off that Chris Bork left the U.S. team, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
They said he was the next big thing. Bobby Butler, whose video of him telling his dad that he made the Olympic team went viral.
That was really cool.
That was pretty rad.
That was really cool. And you also, so I don't, if you haven't seen that, I'll try to, I retweeted it from my account. Maybe I can retweet it from the Face Off Hockey Show account. If that hasn't been done. But what's really great about that is like he skates over and he tells his dad, and his dad gives him this like massive hug and is like super proud of him. And then it was like, oh shit, I need to be more manly, and like punches him in the head.
Yeah,
like
smacks him upside the helmet and
like
fucks up his
smacks him
visor
a couple times in the head, like pushes him, and like I was like, oh, this is so great.
By the way, I'm not even here's the height. Mark Arcobello, 5'8". Chad Billings, 5'8". Chris Bork, 5'8". Brian Giunta, who's the captain, 5'7". U.S. is going to have a small fucking team.
Yeah,
Jesus.
but bigger ice. It's going to be so much more room.
It's true.
Yeah, lots of heart.
Lots of
They're
heart.
amateurs.
Matt Gilroy, you might remember him.
Oh, Matt Gilroy. My God.
Gilroy.
I'm pretty certain he won the I think he was on that Boston College team that won the
Boston U.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain he was on that Boston University team that won the national championship in DC.
He was the captain of that team, I believe.
Yeah.
Bobby Sanguinetti, Jim Slater, former Atlanta Thrasher. James Wisniewski. And they only have one goalie listed so far. Ryan Zapolsky of Mercyhurst University. The two other goaltenders will be named at a later date.
I bet you they're hoping that Rick DiPietro isn't injured.
Oh, come out of there. A couple of NCAA guys getting into the mix as well. Troy Terry of University of Denver. He last year at the World Juniors, he made a name for himself for his shootout maneuvering. Also, Jordan Greenway from Boston University. Ryan Donato, I think Ted Donato's son, or of the Donato family, from Harvard University. And Will Borgen.
Greenway was good last year in the World Juniors.
He was awesome, and he was really good in Boston too. Which, by the way, when we went to the U.S. the under-8 team, the amount of kids on the development team who have committed to Boston University, the Boston Terriers are essentially the Kentucky of hockey, in that there's going to be a lot of one and done guys. So there's that, and also Will Borgen of St. Cloud State University Huskies is there. So, when you think about this team, Tony Granato at the head of this, Keith Elaine.
God, I'm sorry. I'm just going to jump in real quick because I just clicked on that link. I may buy this sweatshirt right now.
Go for it, brother. Oh my God. Wait a minute. So Tony Granato, Keith Elaine, Chris Chelios, Ron Rolston, Scott Young, all coaches. Here's the thing that's going to keep the USA team available. Hailing from Boca Raton, Florida, the athletic trainer.
Oh, yeah, Stan Wong.
Stan Wong, everybody.
Yeah, I saw
Stan Wong, baby.
I retweeted that earlier. Stan Wong. Alan May was talking about how great of a person Stan Wong was.
Oh, Stan Wong's the best, dude. Stan Wong
Pretty
forever.
certain Stan Wong was the only trainer I knew when I was a kid.
He had to have been. Like, he was the guy. He was the dude. Stan Wong still looking fantastic as ever.
He hasn't aged a day in 20 years.
Really hasn't. Looks fan. He was inducted to the Fats/Fem Hall of Fame in 2015. I don't know what that is. It's Fats with a PH, and Fem with a PH.
Is it for physical trainers? Hall of Fame.
It's the Professional Hockey Athletic Trainers Society. Fats. That's fantastic. That's amazing.
I can't wait until the Minnesota. I hope Minnesota has their own wing of the Minnesota Fats.
Agreed. The pool of talent in the Minnesota Fats has to be pretty good.
It's like
Yeah,
10,000.
great. great horn players.
Wait, Minnesota
that
Fats
Scott
was a
McPeter?
pool player, wasn't
He
he?
was a pool player.
Yeah. Not a
Uh,
horn guy. He sounds like he should be a horn guy.
He's
I think
definitely.
you're, I think you're,
sounds
I
like he
think
should be a
you're
horn guy.
thinking of Slim Whitman, Johnny.
Slim Whitman didn't he play for the Blast in the 80s?
He could have. By the way, I think we got to get Jason Locke on on the show to not only talk soccer but to talk about he was a beat writer for the Detroit Red Wings before he was NFL insider,
Nice.
and he's a Baltimore guy too. I'll give a cheap plug to Jerry Coleman and Jason Locke on do a thing called Be More Opinionated. It's a very Baltimore centric sports show. So there you go. And the other, so are you guys hyped about this? You hyped about this team? I am personally more, especially after seeing that the Butler video. I'm more hyped about this Olympics than ever because you're gonna have moments like that, like to have the sheer joy of just guys who wouldn't have made it beforehand get in there. I am all about that. I think I might watch tape delayed games.
I will say that the first time I watched that video, I thought that was Ray Bork. Because I didn't have any context. I just had the video. And I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, that doesn't look like Chris Bork at all. And then, like, I had, like, more context to it when I, like, saw, like, who it came from. And I read some of the threads underneath of it. And I was like, oh, like, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Nice. Mark?
I was like, huh, look at Ray Bork.
Look at spelled.
Yeah. Wait, what was the question?
Are you excited with all the, aside from the who's who of who cares that the roster some people might think, are the stories that might come out of this Olympics making you a little bit hyped for it? Like, does your give a damn meter tilt a little bit?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to this year. The storylines are going to be way more intriguing for me than they have been in years past. Years past, it's essentially an all-star game. It's the NHL players playing against players that they play against all the time. This is going to be new faces, some old faces we haven't seen in a while, and then foreign players that we typically wouldn't know anyway, or guys that we haven't seen in a while. So I am very intrigued by the storylines that we're going to get this Olympics for hockey. Are the games going to be better? Probably not. Are the fans going to be super involved? Probably not. But I'm going to be intrigued on what new talent we're going to see and how these old guys are doing.
Interesting to note that Team Norway is actually looking at UND center Ludvig Hoff to be on their team, so that could be interesting for this area of Norwegians who they root for.
So I mean I agree with Mark. The intermission NBC How I Got Here little clips that they have are going to be fantastic this year. Like, it's so much different than being like, oh yeah, I played in Russia, I did this, I did that. I mean, it'll be like it. They might have to cut out content in order to make it only like 3 to 5 minutes.
Right.
Like, that's how good those things will be this year. I agree completely. I probably won't watch on tape delay, but I'll probably record the game so that I can watch it when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll already know who wins before I watch it.
Well, I will too. Like, I say tape delayed as I'm just going to tape it and then I'll delay watching it.
Oh, you tape delay it?
Yeah.
Not like the 1980s tape delay.
No. This episode of Mama's Family is going to have to wait. The other thing that was tied for the lead for the...
We do have a question asking us if Russia is going to win, and by Russia I mean the not Russian athlete country. You
mean the Olympic athletes from Russia? That's like the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I'm going to be interested to see what the Russians do. Very interested to see what they do. So,
you mean who can play for them, or
in general, who they name to the team, and then who can play for them? Blake Sebring moving forward, the Fort Wayne News Sentinel also had something at the tying thing about the East. He said the ECHL needs to develop more rivalries, and he talked about Fort Wayne not having the rivalries that they used to back in the day, and the scheduling being far apart because of teams in different conferences. What's interesting is he gave a characterization of what makes a great rivalry. I would like to see if you gentlemen agree.
Okay.
First thing Sebrig writes is competition. He says the closer the teams in terms of quality, the better.
Yes.
Mark?
He's on mute.
Okay.
I
Proximity.
think there's a Hudson around.
Gotcha. Proximity. Never hurts to have fans traveling to both teams' arenas. I think that's
agreed, but not needed.
Yeah, exactly. Not a necessity, but it's also nice to have. Characters. Someone to stir the pot and focus the fans' ire. I believe that.
I think that could be said in a different way, but yes.
You need an antagonist for some for the fan base.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that. Yes, an antagonist. Yes, I agree, but I wouldn't say like characters, because characters kind of speaks to like some sort of ill will or something,
like
to that
a Tim
effect.
Dr. Hook McCracken.
Yeah, but so the Caps Penguins never really started because there were massive fights and there were this, there were that. Like, it started because the Penguins beat the shit out of the Caps every year, and the Caps had to always play that team. But then it ended up being an Ovi Crosby thing in like recent times, basically. So I feel like an antagonist role antagonist is probably the way I would say that. But yes, I agree too. You need somebody to hate.
Yeah. Tension. Little tension. Either bragging or outrage over an incident between games. I don't think that's a necessity, quite honest.
Don't either.
No. Familiarity. It's more fun
if there was, the Caps would have a great rivalry with the Islanders right now.
No shit. Familiarity. It's much more fun if fans recognize opposing players. I can understand that, but minor leagues, it's difficult because you got guys going up and down and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree, but also it's not so. I feel like there's a place where you can play too often.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a difference between familiarity and this is the same old shit.
Right.
You know, like there's a line, I think.
Makes sense. I can agree with that. Consistency. One of the teams can't have another rivalry with another team. I believe that's bullshit. The Patrick division was solely based on everyone hating each other.
Yeah, that's what our live chat is saying. Is that the Caps Penguins stuff really just stemmed from running through the Patrick division?
I think Caps Flyers was a big thing, but it's not as stressed upon. I think the Caps Flyers rivalry in the mid '80s were probably worse. Even the Caps Rangers in the mid '80s were probably a little worse than the Caps Penguins.
Yeah, the Penguins just happened to always beat the Caps. Like, that was the problem, I think.
Exactly. There wasn't parity.
Dislike parity.
Yeah. Dislike. There can't be any fraternization between players or fans. Players, yes. Fans, to an extent. Like, you can't have for us and Brian Metzer and Sean Leahy, they're Penguins fans, but we like hanging out with them.
I think that's out.
Yeah, you don't like it?
I think we've reached a point in sports where you don't hate anybody any longer. Like, you don't physically. So that actually takes me back to when Greg was on the show and I asked the question about the segregation of fans, because that would start some sort of like hatred, right? Like, if all of the Penguins fans had to be placed into 2 or 3 sections in Capital One Center for all the home Caps games, like, that kind of breeds some contempt, because every one of them are in one spot and they can be dickheads in that one spot, but everybody else is home fans. When you have fans strewn throughout the entire arena, no one cares.
Yeah.
It just doesn't occur anymore. I mean, even Philly, you don't even hear stories about Philly anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The crossover, it adds to the intrigue if one or two key players switch sides.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
All right.
That has nothing to do with the rivalry, I don't think.
No, yeah, because the Yager thing really didn't mean much, especially in this day and age. People get fucking tribute videos to him.
Didn't mean anything. Niskanen and Orpik have been on the Caps for years. No one cares.
Yeah.
Like that means literally nothing. It might be more in the minor leagues because there's more of a like we said, like we were talking about with juniors last week. There's more of a tie to cities.
Yes.
I feel like there's
It's
more of
localized.
like a very deep rooted like this is who you are type of thing.
Nice.
That was more. I would say that was more of a point in the pre-salary cap days when players left for reasons other than the fact that the team ran out of money and they couldn't pay me, so I had to go somewhere else. Back when people left teams pre-salary cap, it was personal.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I absolutely agree with that because that's where the Larry Murphy BS came involved. Playoffs, real rivalries are nurture when it's win or go home. I can believe that.
Yes. Plus, you also play the same team 7 days out of 14.
Yeah. And finally, history. You can't have a rivalry that's been around less than 5 years. A new one can always be started, but it needs seasoning. I can agree. For minor league hockey, you can agree with that because again, a regional thing, and I think even with Vegas, we have a perfect example in the NHL with Vegas. They have rivalries because of location. They don't have rivalries because of gameplay. So I think that can ring true as well. I think history is a big factor in this.
Yeah, you have to have something to build off of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a hatred doesn't pop up, and a lot of the other points that he made speaks to history, like people changing teams, that type of stuff. That's all related to time, like playing against each other often. Like those are time related thoughts, and they have to take time in order to manifest. So yeah. I don't think you can have a rivalry with somebody year one.
Mm-hmm.
You can on Wednesday nights, though, on NBC.
NBC rivalry nights. I think it was Detroit Ottawa was tonight's rivalry night.
Oh,
I
man,
shit you not. That might have been. I know it's like the
only,
only.
but that might be Little Caesars versus Boston Pizza.
Ooh, that would have been. It would have been the Flames because their GM is the heir to the Boston Pizza fortune. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's Chicago and New York, the Rangers. Chicago Rangers is the original 6 matchup. That's the that's the rivalry night.
1918.
Still both wear red, sort of.
Exactly. Which, by the way, when Lyle gets on, we're going to talk to him about this. Oh boy.
Lyle liked my tweet.
Did he?
About the Blackhawks win, getting them at least 3 to 4 more outdoor games.
Exactly. It's amazing. Dave Loza almost popped an aneurysm. Yeah. All right, so that was that. Winter Classic happened. We talked about that on the extra show. You go to patreon.com/faceoffhockey show. We talked about that. Mark, your thoughts on it? You watch it? Do you care?
I did watch a little bit of it, actually. I did manage to watch a little bit of it. It wasn't anything special. It's not anything special anymore. There weren't even any standout moments for me.
Well, listen,
it was just another hockey game.
If you put $8 in the Patreon, you can listen to what me and Johnny said.
Okay. I'll send 8 back in.
Did you watch? You probably didn't happen to watch the U.S.-Canada outdoor game, though.
No,
right?
I didn't, but I did see Gin Blossoms play.
Interesting.
After the first intermission.
Oh,
they're big Buffalo fans.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, they're from Buffalo, I think. No, it's from Buffalo. So,
Yeah. Plus, there was a lot of snow, so you should probably have more than one headlight, though.
Right. That's the wallflowers.
Yeah, that's the one. That's
Same group.
Dylan's kid.
That
Same
outdoor game drew 44,000 people, which could eclipse the entire World Juniors thing, because the World Juniors has been a shitty turnout. We mentioned
Did the
that
U.S.
last week.
beat Russia?
Yes, 4-2.
Didn't see what occurred with that. I was asleep by then.
Yeah, it was a tie game, and then U.S. scored too late. Kiefer Bellows. Did you see that?
Casey Middlestat is fun to watch.
A lot of people are saying Casey
That kid is good.
A lot of people are saying Casey Middlestat could make the Olympic team as an alternate or an addition.
He's good. Yeah, he's fun to watch.
Buffalo's going to get hyped about that. Kiefer Bellows scored a goal and then celebrated in front of someone wearing his dad's jersey.
That's awesome.
The old school North Stars, and I said, "You're the best, Bellows." That was my contribution.
Yes, as you should.
Tit fucker. So we had that. Oh, Vegas put their mid-year odds, their New Year odds. Tampa Bay and the Golden Knights are the odds-on favorite for Stanley Cup. I think that's good. I understand that the Golden Knights are good. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, Vegas. Little homerism there.
I like it.
They just know that people are going to put money on the hometown team. They're just trying to create more action.
They're trying to skew. Yeah, they're trying to skew the action a little bit. By the way, Vegas has 27 wins right now. One more win. Me and Johnny are big winners for the over. So
yeah, see, you guys thought I was crazy at the beginning of the season. Boom.
I agreed with you. What are you talking about?
Oh, you did, yeah.
I remember supporting the Vegas Knights. I don't remember saying that they would get fewer wins than that. Maybe
you said under 27.
Maybe I said that they would get most of their wins at home. I forget what I said. There was something that I disagreed with you guys on in a positive way. I don't remember what it was, though.
They got 17 home wins. They could be over 27 in home wins, which I think is what Johnny bet, too.
Didn't I bet mid-20s on home wins? And everybody was like, oh, yeah, that's never going to happen.
Well, we didn't think the team would be this good.
Yeah, but I knew there are no clocks in that town.
It's true.
There are a lot of distractions for away teams.
Like hookers.
By the way, second to the Tampa Bay Lightning are the Golden Knights in goal differential, plus 29. So they got that going for them in a big way. We're joined now by Spectre's Hockey's Law Richardson, because that's pretty much all he's writing for nowadays. I had to get it in because Lyle, I'm very sorry to hear that.
Mark said we're tripling his money for this year.
Well, there you go.
I was only going to double his salary, but I mean, if you want to triple it,
that's fine.
Take it out of petty cash. Take it.
I would have to say I am sad to hear that you're gone from the Hockey News and from Bleacher Report and those fabulous slideshows. But it was good to hear today that you had stuff on the horizon. So
yeah. You know, it was the Hockey News and Bleacher Report stuff came in. That came in about 2 to 3 weeks ago. You know, just the way it's going in the industry, budget cuts, no more work, no more budget for freelancers.
Everyone's going to video, Lyle.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's following the Fox Sports example and going to video.
That's crazy. We've been on video for years.
I know. Right? I know. I guess maybe we're just not doing it right. I don't know. But yeah, things are happening. You know, a couple of pokers in the fire there, if you will. So we'll see how things shake out. I mean,
well, if anything else, Lyle, you had a really good run.
Oh God, yeah, 10 years with the Hockey News. I was very proud to be affiliated with them because, come on, it's the Hockey News. You know, Bleacher Report. I mean, they were like I said, that they helped to improve. I like to think they helped improve my writing, and certainly made me the master of slideshows. But
did they happen to put out a slideshow of the 10 best things that Lionel Richardson wrote?
I don't know if anybody's on that.
They just screenshot a picture of the slideshow. It's a slideshow of a slideshow.
Just showed a picture of like 9 carousels.
It's like an exhibit. I heard you love slideshows.
There's a slideshow within slideshows.
But the most heartening thing for me was when I posted it up yesterday, because I've been carrying it around over the Christmas holiday. I just didn't feel like announcing it then, because it's Christmas, man. You know, you want to just kind of enjoy the holiday and be with your family and not be a downer. But I mean, you know, still kind of carrying that around. This, you know, to have you know, to be let go a week before Christmas, you know, is, I always want, you know, it put me in mind. I was telling my dad this. I said it puts me in mind of the line from an old Smith song. You know, that I've seen this happen in other people's lives, and now it's happening in mine. That being, you know, I always wondered, like, God, how can companies or something like let people go before Christmas? How can you do that? Oh, because it's a budget thing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've
You
always wondered how that works.
Yeah, and it's always a budget
because
thing.
like beginning of year is when it always occurs, and people always get cut like right before that, and it's the literal worst time of the year to.
It is
to do that.
and believe me, it is absolute misery for the editors who have to call you and tell you. And let me tell you something in this business, which has been when people are approaching you with job offers, it's usually like an email or you know, they DM you on the Twitter machine, that sort of thing. When it's bad news, that's when they want to call you.
Oh, sure.
It's like, yeah, and I knew as soon as I got the first email, and then a week later the second one, I was just like, you know, and they're like, yeah, can you give me I hope everything's going well. Do you have a number we can call you at? And I'm just like, I'd like to get in touch tomorrow. This was on like a Tuesday night, the Tuesday night before Christmas, and I'm like, just call me now. Here's my number. Call me now. No, call me maybe. Call me now.
All right, Lyle,
let's get the pain out of the way now.
Well, it's been a while, and this doesn't go out on air. So I'm just. Is this the number?
Yeah. Yes.
We haven't had a call in like 5 years.
Nailed it, my friend.
Awesome. How do you remember that?
Yes,
Holy
indeed. Well, there's a lot of a certain digit in there that shows up a lot, so that helps.
That helps.
Yeah, I now have it. You know, and I'm gonna have to change that. And I'm gonna have to change that now because I now have a cell numbered, which I prefer to do my business over now. But hey, because we're friends. That's cool.
Lyle's number is 222. Man,
just keep dialing 2.
Yeah, that was how many times did you call that number over the years? How many numbers did you call that number? How many times over the years did you call that number? Set up the phoner that we all.
Lyle's business number is 1-877-913-9739.
That's true. That is very true.
Johnny, what was the live chat question?
Yeah, the live chat question asked if Lyle has tried TSN yet.
Not yet. Will be.
Can you ask if Bar Down has like 6 people that they don't want to go on Reddit?
Well, we'll see. It depends right now on how things shake out, because it was like I got contacted like within hours of putting the announcement up yesterday on Twitter, before I'd even started. Like my whole plan was yesterday. It was okay. It's day after New Year's. Okay, holiday's over. Now I'm gonna do the job search. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'll just throw it out there and let everybody know, you know, this is what's going on. And then today, the next day, which being today, that's when I will start contacting people. And it was just like, oh, I got a couple of DMs right like within hours, and it's like, sure, okay, yeah, let's see what we can set up. So, you know, none of them are with TSN, but we'll see what shakes out. I mean, hey, you know.
You know what I forgot to say during my week, Scotty, beforehand, and now Lyle is making me remember. I decided I was going to stop refereeing soccer. Also,
I saw that. That's out
of the mix. No more soccer for me.
Now, was that that was your decision? You weren't. This wasn't like me being told.
No, that was me.
We're letting you go.
Yeah,
this was you
me
deciding you wanted to walk. Yeah.
Well, Johnny's got a new job that's going to pay him a lot more. So screw soccer.
Yeah.
Screw active soccer participation now. He's
but I forgot about that earlier. Yeah, I stopped refereeing soccer as well.
Yeah,
Johnny's not making a lot of money. He is making a shit ton of money.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
I wish I was in your shoes. Actually, no. The one thing that works in my to my advantage is
I'm wearing the face-off hockey shoes, so you might want to wish that you wear shoes.
Yeah, the face-off hockey shoes. No, see, that just makes me want to wear the shoes. Be in your shoes all the more, man. Face-off hockey shoes. These don't have them in my size, unfortunately.
Yeah, this side says hockey.
Yes. Yes.
Face-off
I
hockey
was so
team.
happy when you wore those to the draft in Buffalo because I'd never seen them before, and you wore them to the draft, and that made me happy. You know, I was like, yes, they exist. They really do exist. This wasn't a Photoshop thing. This actually happens. This they exist. But anyway, just real quick, just to finish it up. But yeah, I just want to say though, it sucks for editors when they have to make that call.
Mhm.
You know, to call and let a writer know, sorry, you know, budget cuts, we got to let you go. You know, and
Yes,
especially to do
it
that
sucks,
before Christmas.
but it's part of their job.
It is part of their job, but I can tell you right now, that is the least fun part of the job because it is no fun. It sucks balls. But you know, as I said, yeah, you know, no hard feelings towards either organization. They gave me great opportunities, and you know, I'll always be grateful. And hey, it helped bolster the resume. So onward to hopefully better things, and yeah, hopefully maybe in the very near future I'll have more good news. The one good thing is I still have Spectres hockey. People were asking me, hey, is Spectres hockey still going? Yes, I control Spectres hockey, so that will still keep going. And so between that and my pensions and some other stuff, I mean, you know, I can, you know, I can survive. You know, I will survive.
That's good. That's good. You don't have to go back to the Navy. That's
no,
the most important thing.
God, no. As much fun as it was back in the day, that is a young person's game. I can't do that.
Lyle, it's great. It's the hockey news. It's great. Ken Campbell's a douche. Let's move forward.
What brought that on?
It is. It is.
Just to think. Just one last thing too. By the way, I want to thank everybody who sent me like encouragement and kind words and things like that too. I mean, that meant a hell of a lot. You know, I just threw that up there yesterday. You know, I expected to see that on Facebook because Facebook is more closer for your friends and family. So I expected that. But perfect strangers to people we know in the biz.
Larry.
You know,
Balky got it.
Yes, to people we know in the business and all that, they sent a lot like encouragement and things like that, and that meant a hell of a lot. I wasn't expecting that much kind of an outpouring, and that I really did appreciate that. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Excellent. The modern Chicago Blackhawks won the best NHL uniform ever. Go.
And I'm not upset by that.
I am. Fuck them. They win everything, Lyle. That got them at least 10 more years of Winter Classic.
Oh, I know. That's the one downside. It guarantees them at least four more appearances in the next 8 Winter Classics. So there we are.
Yes, I'm glad that you appreciated my humor.
I did, because I laugh because it's ironic humor.
Yes,
it's a shock. Hartford was winning.
It was going to happen
through.
anyway. They didn't have to win this in order to have 3 to 4 more winter outdoor games.
The Hartford Whalers went all the way through,
and then the ballot stuffing happened. That's why I don't put any stock in anything that is voted on by the fans at NHL.com, because you know there's always going to be last-minute ballot stuffing. Always. Oh, what loser can we? What guy? What guy can we pick up in the NHL who stands no chance of being in the All-Star game and vote him into the All-Star game? I know. Let's all stuff the ballot boxes and let's run an online campaign to get
that
one of the
was
biggest
all
goals in the game.
Greg's fault.
No
matter how many times this occurs, this is entirely Greg's fault.
It's entirely Wyshynski's fault. But you know what, though? I will say this, at least in his defense, it did have a happy ending. So that was one instance where it actually did work out. But the thing was, initially, the whole thing started off as a joke, and that's what I didn't like about that. It was meant to be a joke at John Scott's expense and at the whole NHL All-Star game expense of that, but more so against John Scott. And at the time, I thought it was mean-spirited. I was happy that it worked out the way it did because he got the last laugh, and that became one of the most memorable moments of not just NHL All-Star history, but you know, of that season. I enjoyed it very much.
Your top 25 of the uniforms.
Yeah.
The Blackhawks, the modern Blackhawks, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
The Whalers were number 2.
Should have won.
Anaheim the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim were number 3. The Quebec Nordiques were number 4.
Good. Yeah.
The North Stars from 78 to 81 were was tied for 4th.
Oh, yeah, but definitely worth it. Yeah.
The Buffalo Sabres, the original ones, were 6th.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
Red Wings from 61 forward is 7th.
Yeah. I have no
The
problem with
Oilers
that.
from 79 to 96 were 8th. The Canadians from 1956 to 1977 was 9th.
Yep.
The new old Jets from 90 to 96
Yeah.
was 10th.
Yeah.
That's not the one you like, but it's the
I know, but still, give it to him.
the San Jose Sharks from 1991 to 98. The all teal everything was 11th.
Yes.
The Toronto Maple Leafs from 38 to 67 was 12th.
Yeah, I go with that.
The
I love how there was a jersey that was so iconic that it
Yeah.
lasted 30 years.
the Vegas Golden Knights were 13th.
Ballot stuffing. No.
The
no,
old
lower.
Jets were 14th.
Mhm.
The Bruins from 67 to 74 were 15th.
Mhm.
The Flames from 80 to 94 16th. The current Winnipeg Jets were 17th. The 67 to 70 Maple Leafs were 18th. The current Sabres were 19th. The current Oilers were 20th. The 56 to 59 Blackhawks were 21st. The 67 to 1980 LA Kings were 22nd.
That should have been higher.
Much higher.
Yes.
The 47 to 76 Rangers were 23rd. The LA Kings gangster era was 24th.
That's
and-
where it belongs.
And the
That
Colorado
should be
Rockies-
higher too. That was my Wayne
Colorado Rockies
Gretzky
25th.
jersey.
Colorado Rockies should have been higher.
Yep, I think.
And not just Rocky Mountain High.
There shouldn't be any.
No.
Not a single one of the most recent jerseys in the top 25.
Well, yeah. I mean,
The
no
way I
offense.
think.
No, I mean, I wasn't trying to, no offense to the Vegas Golden Knights or their fans or the jersey, because I do like the Golden Knights jersey. I do, but it doesn't belong. It does not belong. What was it? 13th? Is that how high it placed?
Right in the middle. So that would be 13th. Yeah.
13th doesn't deserve to be that high. In fact, I got to go along with Johnny on that one. None of those things in the modern era of the last 10 years should be in there.
You could almost take that rivalries article that we were talking about earlier and push that into liking jerseys. Because I feel the same thought should go around with that. Like there should be time, there should be a reason why, there should be multiple reasons why a jersey is liked and not just it's the newest team in the league or something to that effect.
Agreed. Like, because there were some jerseys there that I don't think got enough love. Definitely. I mean, the Colorado Rockies one, that's classic. It should have been higher. Some of the other ones I
But
mentioned.
they were a baseball team, Lyle. Baseball.
Doesn't matter. They were original Rockies. Okay.
Oh,
NHL
those.
Rockies. Yes, the Colorado Rockies. That should have been higher.
What about the Colorado Avalanche?
No. I've never.
What about the Colorado Rapids?
That's not NHL.
Actually,
teams.
So the Colorado Rapids have some really cool jerseys because they use the color schemes that the Rockies had.
I'm sure they do, but it's not NHL jersey though.
Right.
The one I would have loved to have seen would have been the baby blue Pittsburgh Penguins one up in there.
That's good too. I like that.
Got much play.
Yeah, and that's a shame because it should have. To be quite honest, they never should have got rid of that one. But there you go.
Yep.
Lost in the mists of time. Or the Oakland Seals. I like that color scheme.
I was surprised that wasn't on the top 25.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, but no accounting for tip. But I mean, you take your victories where you can get them. And hey, Hartford Whalers were top 10. Quebec Nordiques top 10. Even the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. I mean, I wouldn't have had them quite up as high on the list as they did, but still, they're deserving of being in and around the top 10.
And I think of the people who a lot of people credit that to get them getting into hockey in the 90s and making it a push. So nostalgia purposes, I believe.
That's why the Whalers and the Nordiques and these defunct, but yeah, well, they no longer exist anymore. But that's why it's memory, it's nostalgia. The Minnesota North Stars. It's funny, you didn't know what you had until it was gone. But God, people would love to see a franchise back in Hartford. For sure. Yeah. I would love to see. I wish that they would ditch that stupid, wild thing and go back to being the Minnesota North Stars. I know they can't because of naming rights and all that shit, which is unfortunate, and copyright and all. This is sometimes where copyright laws really, really, really get in the way of doing the right thing. Okay, when they brought back the franchise to Minnesota, they should have been called the North Stars. Mm-hmm. You can't because you got a Stars. You did that. Who cares? Who cares? Listen, if in the Canadian Football League we could have had the Ottawa Rough Riders and the Saskatchewan Rough Riders, and God damn it, we could have the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota North Stars. Okay, you could call them the North Stars if you want, for crying out loud. But bring back that color scheme in the whole 9 yards. They should be allowed to. They should have been allowed to have that. Minnesota Wild. Sorry, I'm not wild about it. I love Minnesota, by the way. Love Minnesota, St. Paul. Love Minneapolis, St. Paul. Minnesota is the state of hockey and on all that good stuff, and the fans there love the sport, of course. But Wild is lame. North Stars. Bring back the North Stars. That's what I say. Anyway, and there. I rattle on long enough until Johnny could get back and Mark could get back. So.
Elaine Vigneault called Kevin Shattenkirk a work in progress. I'm glad. Listen, it takes time. Listen, you can laugh all you want, but Kevin Shattenkirk has only been in this league for a mere 3 months. Because as a rookie, he needs to get adjusted to the pro game. He played all those years at BU. He needs this. What's that? He's been playing since 2010. Okay, I don't think he's a work in progress anymore.
No. If he's still a work in progress at this stage in his career, it's a little bit late to figure that out.
I'm going to say he's a work in progress.
Oh yeah, and there's some Blues fans that I think will agree with that too.
Yeah, that's woof. Why? That's an amazing thing to say. I'm
Isn't
just
it
gonna
just?
throw that for a coach to say.
He's what, 28 now? 29?
He's 28.
I think he's past the work in progress stage. I think he is what he is going to be for the remainder of his career at this stage.
Hasn't he effectively reached the point of his career where it was like the Mike Green downside? He basically maybe he's a work in progress because it's falling apart. Maybe he's on the downside of his career already. What happened to Mike Green?
Oh, well, the injuries for one thing. That was a big factor.
Well, you can also say what happened to Chef Schultz.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Anybody on the Caps blue line from those middle 2000s. What happened?
What happened? Baby. Oh.
But I mean, it's not like Shattenkirk's 23 points, 39 games.
Well, let's see how this prorates to. That's almost a 50-point pace, and that puts him pretty much in line with his average. Actually, it puts him above average because his average up until last season was 40, usually 43. 43, 44 last season, split between the Blues and your Capitals. 56 his career high. But this year he's right around 50, so slightly above average. But he is what he is.
Yeah, he is what his stats say he is.
Yeah, he's an offensive defenseman. He is a mobile puck-moving defenseman.
I for one welcome the fact, and I bet you right now that the Rangers are just like, oh, thank God he took less money. Oh, thank God he took less money.
Oh, well, it
could have been disaster.
It's still a bite, still a big bite, but not as bad as it could have been.
Oh yeah.
Well, the Hockey News rates him as a quality veteran offensive defenseman, and that's all he is. His assets: has excellent offensive capability and all-around acumen. Good in transition. His quickness, talent, and poise with the puck are assets. He can make an impact on the power play. He's not big, but he is stronger than he looks and will use the body effectively. The flaws: can struggle against bigger forwards in front of his own net, as he isn't the biggest or strongest defenseman in the league. When he's not on top of his overall game, he goes into defensive slumps and can be somewhat of a liability in his own zone.
So basically, the key is don't put him on the PK.
No,
and put him and match him up well.
He is and you can play the hell out of him on the power play with the man advantage, absolutely. But as you said, Scotty, match him up well. Make sure he's got a good guy there who can back him up when he gets goes a little astray up front and gets caught.
You put him with is Ryan McDonough still on that team?
Yes, he is, sir.
Yeah, put him with Ryan McDonough. McDonough can make up for his faults. So
isn't this one of those cup check comments from a coach. Like, it's not really something that he thinks. It's just something he says in order to get the player to start like playing better or being more responsible.
I don't think that's it. I don't think that that's a cup check moment. I think that was from Alain Vigneault is not a man known to do cup checks. Lyle, would I be? And it also kind of backs up what Barry Trotz said too, in that Barry Trotz
never integrated into the Caps system at all.
he only had a few games in, but I mean Barry Trotz kind of gave him the eye test and got him there. I mean that's one of those situations. Whereas, he kind of went.
Maybe Shattenkirk was just really good in a really defensive system that he played in St. Louis.
Maybe, very possible, and it's also like the okay, yep. The Blues kind of just had that defensive core where everyone and their mother loved that defensive core in St. Louis. Everyone was raving about it. That's what made Jake Allen a superstar, is that defensive core. But for some reason, Shattenkirk just drops out of it, and next thing you know, voila, he's kind of lost.
Well, he got exposed.
Yeah, I mean Peter Angelos, Parayko. I mean Carl Gunnarsson has seceded in St. Louis from this. Jay Bouwmeester somehow has extended his career for another couple seasons. So,
he just came out with a new album. Oh no, sorry, that was Eminem. My fault.
That was Eminem.
Yeah.
So
Hello?
we're yep.
Yeah, I had technical difficulties on my end. Sorry, guys.
We're talking about how sheltered Kevin Shattenkirk could have been just being in the defensive core that was the St. Louis Blues.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's a systems defenseman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. Yeah, no, that's an excellent point. He definitely did play. He did play some shelter minutes there. And
I think Peter Angelo's a better player than a lot of people give him credit for.
Oh God, yeah. And to your point about why they don't pair him up with McDonough, they did try that, and this is one of the cases where it wasn't a good fit. Didn't work out as they hoped. So that's why McDonough's
like, listen, get this guy off my fucking line.
that's why McDonough's with Nick Holden now on his line. And yeah.
All right.
And Shattenkirk is on the second defense pairing with Brendan Smith. Oh dear. Okay.
Boy, maybe Brendan Smith is the work in progress, and Kevin Shattenkirk just needs a better pairing. Whatever.
Brendan Shattenkirk is who he is, yeah. But yeah, to call it for Vigneault to call him a work in progress.
That's hilarious.
No, he is what he is now. There's no more work to be done. This is the best he's ever going to be. So yeah.
Speaking of St. Louis, Doug Armstrong gets a 4-year extension from the Blues. Congratulations, he deserves that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, no surprise he got that. Yeah.
So Lyle, Eddie Lack was so cared about in Calgary that he got traded for a guy who was on waivers.
Boy. That'll leave a mark. And it's not like he's going to be Corey Schneider's backup right away, because he got immediately sent down to the minors.
He is going to Binghamton, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy, yeah. I remember 3 years ago when they traded when the Canucks traded him to the Hurricanes, and Jim Benning, the GM of the Canucks, was roasted by Canucks fans for that. And by a couple of Canucks pundits too, if memory serves. They were like, why are you trading the popular Eddie Lack, who proved last year he emerged from the shadow of Luongo and he could be a starter? And why did you give up on him to go with the Markstrom, who's still an unknown quality? Ryan Miller, you signed Ryan. Why did you do this? And and now, 3 years later, people are going, oh, gee, maybe Jim Benning knew something we didn't.
The people of Vancouver sound like Hank Hill a little bit.
Don't they? When you traded Eddie Lack, when we were about ready to sell him propane and propane-related products.
I'll tell you what, that Jim Benning, that boy ain't right.
But seriously, Benning got just roasted like nuts for that. And now, I mean, people are going, oh, geez, that turned out. Yeah, I was like, Jim Benning isn't quite the idiot you guys thought he was. I said at the time that, moving Eddie Lack, because, at the time, it came down to money. I mean, it came down to contract. and they wanted to go with somebody who was a little younger and a little more affordable because they were in the midst of not rebuilding at that time. They still weren't rebuilding. They were transitioning. They didn't want to use the R word because they thought the Canucks fans didn't like that.
And the Canucks fans were begging for it.
Yeah, they were begging for it. But that turned out to be a smart move because, boy, oh boy, he just thundered in there in Carolina, and it didn't get any better for him in Calgary.
Is this could be a little harsh to say, but with Scott Darling not really living up to expectation either, is Carolina a goalie death yard?
Well, they still have Cam Ward, you know.
Yeah,
Cam
but
Ward's actually
killing them.
Not now. He's not. He's actually playing pretty well. But
well, Lyle, did you see that overtime goal he gave it to Ovechkin? I don't think.
Well, no, that was a bad.
That was 1980s kind of goaltending style.
Oh, I know, but mind you, that wasn't exactly a good goaltending game for either goalie there. No. I didn't see the full game. I watched the highlights, and that giveaway by Carlson was brutal. This is I'm still. I mean, hey, even the best can make mistakes. But I was sitting there. I was watching that. I had to rewind it. I'm like, was that John? That was John. What the hell? What the hell was that? That's a Kevin Shattenkirk move.
Brian said he was there.
Boom, boom, boom.
Brian lives down there in Carolina.
Who was it?
What?
Yeah, that guy there.
By the way, if you're scoring at home or even if you're alone, in his last 8 games, Cam Ward is 6-0-2.
So that's what I mean. Like, so Carolina keeps bringing in these goalies, right, that are supposed to succeed Cam Ward or be the backup. That's the succession plan to Cam Ward, and Cam Ward's just like, "Fuck you, get him out of here."
Fuck here. Here's my Conn Smythe. Suck a dick.
The Conn Smythe in my 530+ win seasons. Bite me.
Like, I love this. This is like Cam Ward as his defiance, and it's amazing.
But actually, the thing is, it's not Cam Ward basically, like turfing these guys. I mean, they're bringing him because they are concerned about Cam Ward because consistency now is an issue because he's on a hot streak now, but, he could just as easily wind up losing 3 of his next 10,
Losing 3 of his next 10 or winning 3 of his next 10?
Losing 3 or winning 3 of his next 10. Yeah, he can only. Yeah, sorry.
Maybe
he could wind up losing 7 of his next 10.
He's losing only 3 of his next 10. It's amazing.
That's amazing.
Maybe there's some like collusion. Like maybe Cam Ward has paid off some of his defensemen in order to not play as well in front of other goalies.
But yeah, the thing with Scott Darrell, that one, I have to admit, I'm surprised. I am surprised. You can say, he had a better team in front of him in Chicago, and he did have a better team in front of him in Chicago, but that better team in front of him in Chicago was also weakening. He wasn't playing. His final season there wasn't, it wasn't, he wasn't playing for Stanley Cup champions at that point. He was playing for a depleted roster last season. And it's gotten even worse. But
and Johnny, I will say that Jacob Slavin did not look great on either of those Ovechkin goals.
No,
the turnover up the middle of the backstrom, and then just getting crossed up for on a fake slap shot, then wrist shot at the end of an Ovechkin shift.
See, they're on the take.
Yeah, Cam Ward was in net though.
Yeah,
I mean,
Maybe he didn't. Maybe Cam didn't make a statement that night.
Maybe Slavin is getting money from someone else. Maybe there's like a double crossing.
He's getting both ends of the deal. Can I just say that maybe Jacob Slavin could be the new money that's not shaken out right? I mean, I can understand his new money doesn't start till next year, and maybe this is like the last of his ELC shaken out, but it's. I understand why you did it. It just doesn't. This year, he doesn't seem to have followed through.
It's heightened. Well, I think it's also heightened expectations. We realize the last 2 seasons he really was kind of playing under the radar. With a bad Carolina Hurricanes
team too. Brett Precy.
Yeah, they were really both sort of under the radar last season, and then they just sort of got emerged into prominence. Because they were, especially last season, they were among the few good things on an otherwise bad Hurricanes team. And so they got a lot of recognition for that. And I think now it's like, there's that, Well, there was a lot of heightened expectation. The Hurricanes were one of the teams that I expected to reach.
I
the
think
playoffs.
a lot of us did.
Yeah. Now they still can. They've since the past month they've gone on a tear and they put themselves within striking distance again here. So they're not out of it yet. But I expect better.
Sebastian Aho has turned it on after his really rough start of the season. And that's Sebastian Aho right now of the Carolina Hurricanes, not the defenseman for the Islanders who was called
exactly. Aho had a slow start, as I recall, last season too.
Yeah. Now he's at 11-19 for 30 in 39 games, getting back up the form a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think that he's Sebastian Aho in his sophomore year doing fairly well after a little bit of a slow start. But I think everyone picked this team to be a dark. I picked them to be a dark horse playoff team. I picked them to finish second in the Metro. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll turn it around the new year. But we'll just have to see for Carolina.
Well, as I said, they have played better over the past month. So as I said, they're still in striking distance. They're not out of it, but yeah, they're going to have a much stronger second half.
Are there any past months in the Metro division that are out of it?
I don't think so.
I think I saw a stat recently that there are like 6 teams that are within like.
Oh yeah, no, the
Metro division
or
something stupid like
Metro
that.
division is a fucking mess.
Oh yeah, it's packed solid. I mean, okay, Capitals 53 points. They're atop of it. Flyers only 13 points behind. They're in last place, but they're only 13 points behind with 40 points. And they're within striking distance of a playoff berth.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only 13 points separating. Whereas if you look at the Atlantic Division, you have the Lightning with 60 points, and then at the bottom, bringing up the rear, the Buffalo Sabres with 29.
Listen, these things happen. It's not. Man, the Sabres are bad. The Sabres are bad. I don't know what's worse, the World Juniors attendance or the Sabres. I'm very, very interested to see.
Well, I mean, we can't put the blame on Jason Botterill for that. He's got to clean up Tim Murray's mess. So
yeah, and that's just it too, right? Like, how do you quantify his first year and even Phil Housley's first year?
Yeah,
and it's kind of hard to, but
they had to assess what they got, and now they've got to move forward with it. And I think we're going to see some. I think we'll really start to get the medal of Jason Botterill as a full-fledged general manager near the trade deadline. What he ends up getting back for Vander Kane and whoever else he might move, that will start to set the table for what we'll likely see from him in the offseason.
Well, listen, when he gets Mark Bergevin as the assistant GM soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pacioretty? Like, they want a scoring winger for
Well, let's just no. We got to be careful here. That is open speculation from Elliot Friedman saying that they would want to get a scoring winger back, but this is what he's speculating they want. This is not, this is not them saying, Bergevin or anybody saying yes, Montreal is shopping Pacioretty and a scoring winger is the asking price. Could he be listening to offers? Absolutely. Do I think he's shopping him? I wouldn't be surprised that, maybe he's floated Pacioretty's name in the same way that Jim Rutherford perhaps floated Chris Letang's name. Again, I say perhaps, just to you float it and just see what comes back, right? See what you get. But with Bergevin, I don't think he's going anywhere. I still think he's got the confidence of the Habs ownership. I think they're going to write it off to, okay, this is a bad year. Let's see what you can do to turn it around, because they're going to have a lot of cap space to work with in the offseason. You got a lot of cap space to work with heading towards the trade deadline as well. Doesn't mean I don't think he's going to put that towards getting rental players to the playoffs. I don't think they're making the playoffs this year. Unless they go on a big run in January, they're pretty much done, I think. But I don't believe Bergevin's going to be fired. That certainly seems to be, at least from TSN's Darren Dreger. He says every person that he's spoken with in the know in Montreal, they're like, yeah, fans might not be happy with him. There may be some shouty heads on the talk radio that aren't happy with Bergevin, but no, he still has the confidence of the Habs ownership. And as long as he does, I think they're going to turn around and say, okay, this was a bad year. We'll write it off. Let's see what you can do, to turn it around. That's going to be the problem, though, is turning it around. Because Pacioretty, he doesn't have to move Pacioretty at the trade deadline or before the trade deadline. Pacioretty has one more season left on his contract. Okay, so if he trades him, I think it happens, in late June near the draft. Because it's going to cost them a lot of money if they want to re-sign him. And quite frankly, after the season that Pacioretty's having, maybe he might be having second thoughts about making Montreal his long-term home. Maybe he's thinking, you know what, I want to go to a team where I get a chance to win and actually play with a talented scoring center instead of this patchwork you guys keep sending me, because this year was supposed to be this year was supposed to be Drouin, and that didn't work out. Last season it was supposed to be Deneau. That didn't really work out. Before that, it was Desjardins, but that was up and down, And it's just, he's never had the fact that this guy has had 5 30-plus goal seasons without the benefit of a established, top line center, to set him up is impressive as hell. So, any team would want to get him right now. Can you imagine if the Pittsburgh Penguins landed him? No. God, him playing alongside Malkin or Crosby. I know. Well, no, you don't want to imagine that, but I'm just saying as a thought process, as a thought experiment here, But that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. Or looking like the Anaheim Ducks or the San Jose Sharks, or could be looking for a score. Though I don't know. Timo Meier lately has been stepping up, and they got Jonas Donskoy back as well from injury. So, and Couture is going to be back soon too. So maybe that need might be lessened, but. Those are just examples of teams that could use a guy like Pacioretty right now. They'd love to get this guy. But I don't think that Bergevin, if he's going to get the kind of offer before the trade deadline, is going to make him go, oh, hell yeah, sure, let's move him out. But if you're going to trade him, you're going to have to find some way to replace him. And right now, it's a mess for Montreal. It's a mess because you need to get another decent top 4 defenseman in there. You hope that lack of a scoring center has been an ongoing problem. Jonathan Drouin is a winger. He's not a center. Galchenyuk is a winger. He's not a center. So maybe you bring Pacioretty. Maybe if you use Pacioretty, maybe that brings in a center. And then maybe if you got extra money, you can go out and land another winger. Or for God's sake, maybe you go nuts and you bring in John Tavares. I can't believe I said that because that's not happening either. But anyway, Bergevin, though, no, he won't be fired. And I don't believe he's going to trade Pacioretty for the trade deadline, but he's going to have some tough decisions to make this summer. No question.
Absolutely.
Yep.
His job may be on the line.
We ever thought that the Habs are wasting Carey Price?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. And, what can you say? Again, people go on about, they never should have traded Subban. Listen, bringing in Weber was still a good move because they were in win now mode. He's still got 2 or 3 quality seasons left in him.
If he ever comes back this year.
No, he'll be back this year, but unfortunately, it's not going to be throughout January, and I think that's the backbreaker right there. With Weber playing, at least they still had a chance, right? Yeah. Because he did generate a lot of offense with that, from the blue line, especially on the power play with that big bomb shot of his. But yeah, with him out of the lineup, no, I think that's the kiss of death. They're done.
I keep looking at Carey Price, and it's 10-5.
I know.
10-5 the next 8 years. Yeah.
Yep.
After this one.
Do you move him? No, unless he has to go, but because he now has a full no trade clause for this season. That was part of the deal.
Full no move.
Yeah, for this season. Exactly. Yeah. Full no move for this season, the final season of his contract. They had that negotiated in after they did this up. It was basically, no, we won't move you. So unless Price says, I'm willing to move and this is where I want to go, and good luck finding it. Well, no, but when I say good luck finding a team that'll take that salary, the Edmonton Oilers would take that salary.
I bet. And there are a lot of teams that would figure
out
how to take that salary.
Carolina Hurricanes? I think they take that salary.
That's where he goes to die.
No. But there are teams that would happily take that contract.
And I think Carolina would be a great pick in that their defense is young. Mm-hmm. So Price could eliminate or kind of cover up the negative.
Yep.
By saving their asses that like Cam Ward and Scott Darling may not be able to, and they have a good young offense too.
Yeah. Now I hear people suggesting when I said Edmonton, I can immediately, as soon as I said it, it's like I can immediately hear Oilers fans go, "No way, we got Cam Talbot." if Mark Bergevin picked up the phone and called Peter Chiarelli tomorrow and said, I will give you Carey Price for Cam Talbot and, give me, I don't know, Pullyu Yarvi or, somebody, or Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Give me Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Cam Talbot and Carey Price is yours. I think he does that deal.
Easily.
I think he does that deal.
If somebody came to me and was like, if you wanted to pay me a little bit more and give me your car for a Porsche, I'm in. And that's what occurs in this situation.
Yes.
Here's what I
literally
think.
they're like, all right, so we got this really, really good asset right now. And you can give us a little bit back and we'll hand them to you. And yes, sure.
They could turn around and say, okay, we'll take, or if not Cam Talbot and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, then Cam Talbot and, grab not a disposable body like Ryan Strome, because that's a write-off as far as I'm concerned. But, maybe you could get a guy like, I don't know, maybe you squeeze him for Darnell Nurse, maybe you look at, I don't know, Patrick Maroon or something.
I wonder if Maroon's going to be a UFA at
the UFA, yeah. So
I wonder if the Oilers would want to take on, because they have a lot of big contracts.
Yeah, they would want to shed some. So
and for a prolonged period of time as well.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, Cam Talbot, no move.
Yeah.
Milan Lucic, no move.
Yeah.
The only one, Chris Russell's got a no move for some reason. Wow, that's a bad idea.
No.
He was really good in Miracle, though.
But maybe players can have no trade clauses, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they wouldn't move. They wouldn't waive it if they were asked.
Oh, sure. I don't think Lucic would move to go to Montreal.
No, I don't think you'd see that. No, but Talbot. If they went to him and said, listen, we want to trade you. Okay. We're looking at a deal here. We want to move you. You're not a guy. Do I think that's going to happen? Of course not. Of course not. They're invested in Cam Talbot. This is a hypothetical thing. But yeah, if they wanted to move Carey Price, if he was willing to go to Carolina, let's say, Carolina would be a team. But there are teams that would take that deal. I think there are teams that would absolutely take that deal. That would take that contract happily. Colorado Avalanche. Let's say they offered up Semyon Varlamov to go the other way.
Lyle, they've done this before.
For Carey Price, though, I think they do that.
Lyle, they did this with Patrick Roy before, and they won. And the Avalanche won a cup.
I know, exactly.
And I was just about to bring up the example where Carey Price goes to Edmonton. Carey Price goes to Edmonton, wins a cup, and Cam Talbot becomes Jocelyn Thibault 2.0.
Exactly. Do I think that's going to happen? No, of course not. And Carey Price, I think, for better for worse, he's going to stay with Montreal. He's not going to bolt just because this season things have gone for crap. I think because they turn around, they look at last season they were first in the Atlantic. In 2014, they went to the conference final. 2015, they were again among the top teams in the East. And in the league, 2015-16, they were derailed by a pile of injuries, and last season again, that I think things would have been so different if they could have worked out something to keep Markov and especially Radulov. I think Markov, you could have survived that one, but losing Radulov really hurt because when they acquired Drouin, I was happy about that as long as they were going to be keeping Radulov. Because then you would have had, I think then maybe Drouin between Pacioretty and Radulov might have worked. But if not, at least you still would have had that extra gunner there in Raddy. I think it would have been okay. But without him and nobody really to replace it, nah.
Radulov does fit well into the Dallas, high wheeling, dealing, go fuck yourself defense of that team.
With Ben Bishop, though, making it happen.
Oh, and I think that's the saving grace, is that Ben Bishop is what Carey Price would be to the Carolina Hurricanes if he went there.
Oh, yeah.
Saving grace. Because, Klingberg's good. Steven Johns is pretty good. They got a lot of decent defensemen, but they're very offensive minded, and defense really needs to be tightened up. So, and that's where your freewheeling stuff comes into play, where it's just like, man, it's great that we have this freewheeling team. Man, we need to stop some pucks. Let's get a guy who can stop some pucks in here. Carolina would be looking for that, I'm sure. But here's what's going to happen. They're going to sign Cam Ward to a 4-year extension with a no-move clause for about the same money because of this. Book it. Book it that happens.
Yeah. So we do have a question.
Okay.
That seems to be a really good question. Shouldn't teams be winning Stanley Cups, though, with goalies like this? Like Carey Price and Braden Holtby and like some of these top echelon goalies.
They need help, though. I mean, well, in Carey Price's case, I mean, the Habs have been lacking depth in key areas for a long while, and he was able to cover up a lot of those weaknesses until it got to the point where the weaknesses became too great to overcome. That's what's happened this year.
Up until last year, Braden Holtby was literally the best playoff goaltender in history, statistically.
And not winning a Stanley Cup.
Terry Sawchuk might have something to say about that, but regardless,
probably modern time.
Yeah, okay. If you want to look at modern, but no, I mean, but with the Capitals, that's the thing. The Capitals, God, you look at it again. You look at it for the last 2 years, and you go, "This is a team that should have gone on and won the Stanley Cup." And then you go, "What the hell? What is the ingredient?"
It's going to happen this spring because this is the year of John.
Yeah, maybe this is because
listen here it is, and I will put this right now. I will answer that question in 4 words.
Okay.
Chris Osgood, Anthony Yemi. You don't have to be good to win a Stanley Cup. You have to be in a good system.
Well, that's kind of an insult to Chris Osgood too. I mean,
he won 3, and he's not in the Hall of Fame.
I know, and that
and he's not going to be in the Hall of Fame.
And that's he should.
He is.
He will be one day. But yeah. But anyway.
By the way, Lyle, you scoff, but Braden Holtby is number 2 on the all-time save percentage list at .932 behind Tim Thomas, who is .933. And last year, Braden Holtby's playoff was average at best. He wasn't.
Yeah, no, I wasn't scoffing that he wasn't an outstanding playoff goaltender. Of course he is.
So
you're talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's fine. My
original point was that he's the best goaltender, or one of the best goaltenders in playoff history, as it relates to save percentage statistically.
Yeah,
and. I was actually, my point was I was agreeing with you. Even with the best goaltender doesn't win Stanley Cups because he requires a team around him that can score goals and prevent, high value shots.
Which the Capital again, which is the thing that just confuses, which still perplexes me, is because the Capitals were built that way for the last 2 years. It should have been, it should have been them, not the Penguins, that should have been parading around a Stanley Cup. Because they, like I said, seriously, and I'm saying that because you guys are Caps fans. I'm saying it because you look at everything that they did and what they brought in, and you're just like, yeah. I mean, they were my pick both years. I'm like, God, yeah, this is the team. This is the year they're going to do it, and they kept coming up short. And it's just like, why did the offense drop? Now, last year, Ovi with the knee injury, that was an issue. He still contributed, but that knee injury really did hamper him. That knee injury suffered against Toronto. But still, there was enough depth in offense and leadership on that team to overcome that. I mean, for God's sake, Steve Yzerman won won Olympic gold and a Stanley Cup with a
broken freaking knee.
On a broken friggin' knee. That was down to bone on bone by the time he was done, for God's sake.
By the way, go ahead, Scotty.
I was just going to say, Braden Holtby, .932, 2 goals against, 1 game under 500 in his playoff career.
Damn.
Yeah. Right? Now, what does that say? That's crazy. And that's not on Braden Holtby. It's not like, oh, Holtby gave up a bad goal and, blah, blah, blah. I mean, every goal he does, the odd one. But it was never on Braden Holtby that the Capitals failed to advance. It was never on him.
Here's his playoff records in 5 seasons. 7-7, 3-4, 6-7, 6-6, 7-6.
And that's insane. That's just friggin' insane.
One winning record, and that was last year.
So I have another question for you guys. Scotty, do you have a game? Do you have a game lined up?
No, I don't.
Was that your question?
Have you been looking at this top 10? Are you looking at the list of goaltender playoff stats?
I have not. No.
Okay, good. Do you want to do a quick top 10 and
Do it,
go,
please.
we'll go around twice? Okay.
Sure. Wink
I already-
Markendale.
I already named 1 and 2, Tim Thomas, Braden Holtby.
Correct.
Can you guys name anyone in the top 10 other than those 2 goalies?
Is there a minimum played?
For save percentage?
The minimum played is 20 games.
Now, how far back does this go? Is this modern era, or is this like
a good
all-time
question,
throughout
too.
NHL history? How far
Um,
back does this go?
It looks like it's relatively modern. The youngest,
Okay.
the oldest goaltender on this list is Roman Turek. This is the top 50, by the way. Roman Turek.
What,
born
you just
in
gave us another.
1977.
No,
another
that's
one.
the top 50.
Patrick Waugh is on this list, also not in the top 10. I shouldn't give that one away, but 1965. So relatively modern.
Okay, so in the modern era. Okay, so I won't waste my time saying Terry Sawchuk.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Lyle, go ahead and start.
All right. Well, I'll go with an obvious one. Martin Brodeur.
Sorry.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting indeed. Very well.
By the way,
Well,
this is
I-
the top 10 save
Yeah,
percent.
Save
and
percentage,
save
yes.
percent because
Yes.
he barely saw a lot of shots. So if he gives up 1 goal on 11 shots, that's going to kill his save.
He is number 22. 22 on this list.
22.
True.
Well, hey,
Fine.
remember, Patrick Waugh isn't on this list either. So,
Johnny.
hey.
Patrick Waugh was number 30 something. I'll find him later.
Wow.
Or sorry, 24. 24.
Oh, okay.
Again, he played in
but,
the 80s too.
but still, yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's going to bring the average
Yeah.
down a bit.
Johnny?
I'm going to put Cam Ward on this.
I like that. I don't think he played 20 plus games though.
Sorry. Yeah, he
Oh.
did. He played 41 technically playoff games. He's number 28 on this list.
Okie dokie.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
Mm.
Not in the top 10. He's number 49 on this list.
Wow.
His playoff record is 62 and 51.
Yeah.
He has a 908 goals against.
Well, you know what brought that down? He had those three. He had those three horrible playoff
Flyers
More
series.
obscure, aren't I?
Oh, where that save percentage, I think at one
Yeah.
point bloated up to like
I mean,
6 something.
I don't think you guys are going to get any of these, honestly.
Hang on. Okay. Well, okay.
Let's
My
start
turn now.
Hey, we still have 10 minutes.
Yes. Okay. Ken Dryden.
He might be probably up there, but he's not on this list.
Okay.
He's not on this list anywhere.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Johnny?
What about Nikolai Habibulin?
That's a good one. I like that one.
Nikolai Habibulin is not on this list.
Whoa. Okay.
Habibulin, number 29 with a 917
Save percentage, correct?
Save percentage.
percentage.
These better not be backup goalies, or I'm going to be pissed.
Nope, 20,
Nah.
20
That's
well,
what
20
it
okay.
games
is. It's
played.
going to be somebody obscure, but it has to be somebody who played 20 games, which is my
Yes.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
How about
Brian has one. Can I throw Brian's in?
throw a
Yeah.
fan out there?
Sure.
Jose Theodore.
That's a
Not in the top 10. He is number 40 with a 912. Save.
Oh, top 50.
How about Jesus Christ.
He's good.
He saves a lot.
He does.
Yes.
Save percentage. Tom Barrasso.
Not at all on this list. Not even top 50. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Scotty. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I remember. Yeah. Most of his glory years were the
early
80s,
90s.
early 90s.
One more round,
All right,
one more round.
Yeah, two
Okay.
strikes
Okay.
again.
Okay. Dominic Hasek.
Hashik, it's the closest so far, number 13
Oh, wow.
with a 925
Jeez.
save percentage.
Jeez. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
What about Michael Layton?
He's not on this list.
Interesting.
I'm sorry. That was almost too obscure. But I like where your
Damn
head's at.
What about one more? Leland Irving.
He's not. I don't think he's ever played a playoff game. Good guess. Good guess though.
Leland Irving. You just like the name.
Yeah. God. So Thomas and Holtby are out.
1 and 2.
And 2.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm just trying to think of playoff teams.
Yeah.
J.S. Jaguar.
Ooh.
J.S. Jaguar is now the second closest, or the closest, taking over Hasek. He's number 12 on this list.
Oh, man.
925.
Man, oh, man, oh, man.
We have one more from the live chat before we
Okay.
end then.
Okay. Yep,
It's,
go ahead.
It's Oli Kolzig.
Olaf Kolzig is number 8 on this list
Oh!
with a 927 save percentage. I feel
There we
like-
go. We got one on the list that came from a fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian. Good work.
I could.
So I will read. You want me to read them down real quick?
If
Yeah.
Mike Vernon's on there, I was going to say him first. I was going to be pissed.
Number 3, the Swiss sensation Jonas Hiller.
Jonas Hiller. Makes sense.
930 save percentage was 33 games played. Number 4, Craig
Wow.
Anderson, 46.
That's
played.
interesting.
929 save percentage. Number 5, the Finnish sensation Tuukka Rask, 928 save percentage. Yeah, not a sensation.
He was
Matt
very
Murray,
nice.
number 6. With a
I was wondering if he'd be
yeah.
there.
And
Yeah.
also the best record by far in the top 10, 22-9 in the playoffs.
Wow.
Number 7,
Goalie.
Tomas Vokoun, 22 games played.
I keep
928
forgetting he
record.
played in the playoffs.
Yeah. With Nashville.
See, that's what I was looking for. I was hoping somebody that could
Like-
drop into that 20 to 25 goal
Exactly.
game
Who
range.
jumped in like
Mhm.
first round and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
Who
that
was
means
that Peng- I was thinking about that
Vesatasko's gonna be
Penguins
in this
goalie
list.
from when we first started, like 2001. The Penguins goalie that went on that run of
JSL
like
Ben?
Oh no,
6
no.
shutouts in a row.
Oh no. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, that was what's his nuts? with
No,
the Blues?
Hedberg.
That was-
The Moose, Hedberg.
Yeah, Hedberg, and didn't Brent Johnson did that with
Yeah,
the
St.
Blues,
Louis.
didn't he?
That you're right. Yes. Okay. So
right.
who's
Number
left?
8, Oli Kolzig. Number 9, Ben Bishop, 927.
Ben
save
Bishop.
percentage with 36 starts.
It did have that run a couple years back.
Number 10, Patrick Lalime.
Laleem.
I was gonna mention, but the funny thing is that he got lit up by the Maple Leafs all the time. I was wondering
Every
if he'd be
time,
on
whenever
there.
they ran into the Leafs, yeah, the Leafs would light him up.
926 save percentage. But number 11 is the guy that you're talking about that was always one and done, but had a great record. Martin Jones. 32 games played, but although
Always one and done, he made
No,
the
but
Stanley
no,
Cup
Martin
final.
Jones took him to the Cup final.
I apologize. He almost that is the exact opposite of one.
One and done. He was in the Cup final.
I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah. Wait a minute.
I keep thinking about how the Sharks usually get eliminated.
Forgetting
early,
about you.
and
No.
Keep thinking about
Yeah.
Nabokov and Scott.
That's right. You think, yeah, yeah.
one guy. That's
That
right.
one guy.
Well,
that
no,
guy.
No. Mark's lost a lot of time in the last 3 months.
True.
Yeah.
True.
let's be
I
fair.
made my own history in my,
That was
in
a
my
good
brain.
list. Mark.
Tommy Sauer.
That
on
was a
this
good
at
list.
45.
That was not obvious at all.
No.
No.
That was
And
a
if
good
save percentage is the true measure of a goalie, not goals
Yeah.
against.
Obviously.
It's
Yeah,
like
It's not even
plus
part of our
minus.
league.
Yeah.
We put
Um,
in face-off wins instead.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. All right. Time for the pick'em segment.
Yep.
Johnny's a big winner.
Shit.
Johnny wins.
Johnny, we're doing. By the way, we're doing SPHL.
The SPHL.
Johnny's a winner with 21.
How many did I get?
Somehow this still has legs.
Mark and Lyle tie with 17.
Yay.
And I'm in last with 15 for the year. Johnny's in first with 98. I'm in second with 92. Lyle 79, and Mark with 55.
Maybe that'll be my gimmick for the rest of the year. Is that you guys just pick my team because I seem to do better that way.
You picked your team last week.
I wasn't here last week.
Yeah, that's right.
No, 2 weeks ago. We didn't pick last week.
Well,
So this was
that-
over a 2 week span.
Ah, right.
All right. So I will pick first, and I'm going to go the Maryland route and pick the Maryland guy, Michael Chen of the Knoxville Ice Bears. So booyah.
Booyah.
Mark, you get to pick next.
I like the coach's name here. I'm gonna switch up my.
Oh, I
I'm
like
gonna
this.
switch up my theme. I would normally have to go with the Havoc here because they're the most central team, but I don't like the Huntsville Havoc just personally. I don't know why. I'm gonna go with Gene Guy Trudell and the Peoria Rivermen.
Ah, Peoria.
He's a Gene guy.
The gateway to the Gateway to the West is what the kids say.
Gene Guy Trudel.
Gene Guy Trudel. Nice. Lyle.
Well, of course, I got to stick with the wrestling theme, and I'm not seeing very many wrestling ones here.
I see two.
I see two
Okay.
as well.
I see three, actually.
Okay. Hang on. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with the tried and true. Then you guys tell me, rattle off two others so I can. I'm gonna go with the Huntsville Halloween Havoc.
That's one.
Yeah. Who are the other two?
Mark, what was yours?
The Macon it wasn't
WCW
Mayhem.
WCW Mayhem.
The
The video game.
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
That was the one I was thinking. The third is the Roanoke Junk Rail Yard Dogs.
Yeah, the junk rear. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, well, I'm
Or
so
the Birmingham Brahma Bulls, perhaps.
Oh, the Birmingham Bulls. Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, that's
Oh.
interesting. Well, I'll stick with Huntsville Halloween Havoc, but I'll try and remember making Mayhem next time because you're right, that's a WCW thing. So.
Yeah. And now we get to the penultimate, Johnny P.
Yes.
I don't remember who I picked last time, which kind of sucks.
I have a file. Hold on. I know who you picked last.
He has a file.
Was it a K or a P?
P.
All right, so I'm going to go with the other one then. If you include the space between ice bears,
I already picked them.
oh, then I'm going to have to go with my team, the Pensacola Ice Flyers, and not including the space, and they have the same number.
I was thinking, is it the K or the P? I'm like, I already picked the K team.
Sorry.
You know,
There are only like
those
7 teams,
It
and I
really
wasn't
is.
listening. I
It's
was
only-
counting.
It's
You know
fine.
how hard it is to remember like 4 seconds before this that you have to count all the fucking characters in these team names?
Yeah, you're not wrong. All right, Lyle, it's been fun. It's been real fun. Now, when you leave the show, I'll have less things to say where you're at. But
Yeah.
hopefully, in the future, we will have more and more.
We will see. Crossing fingers.
You'll be
and hope-
sponsored up like a NASCAR driver. Which,
That
by
would
the
be
way,
hilarious.
in the draft with Wilson and Waz, you can go to inthedraftshow.com and listen to me and radio's Todd Butts talk about NASCAR.
There
Go
you
ahead,
go.
Lyle.
There you go. That's
thank
okay.
you. Thank you as always. Happy New Year to you, sir.
And Happy New Year to all of you.
Yeah.
And talk to you. We'll talk to you next week, guys. Take
Talk to you
care.
next week. Bye, buddy. There he goes. Lyle Richardson, SpectresHockey.net, and the PEI Garden Island Guardian. Johnny, shoutouts.
I'm going to give a shout out to 2018.
Holla.
This is the year. I give a shout out to Brian for joining the mix on the Patreon, getting a shout out earlier. I'll give him an extra shout out just for shits and giggles. Yes, Brian, that's what you do.
Fun
Good.
fact, the SPHL has no curvature stick limitations.
Oh, wow. That's aggressive. I'm gonna give out I'll give a shout out to Hudson for making it into his next year. That was good. He did a good job. Yeah. Let's bring on 2018. Let's all go to Dallas. Let's go to Annapolis and watch hockey games and such. Let's do things. Let's get paid.
We already have been.
All right, I'm done.
All right, Mark.
Shout out to 2018. It's been a great year so far. Lots going on. I mean, just so many things to be thankful for. And for instance, this box that hasn't glitched out yet, which is very thankful for that. Apparently,
I think that because Gen 1 is too stupid to like screw up.
She's in the next room, guys. I saw her coming in.
So it looks like I'm gonna have to swap out the Focusrites with John, and I'm hoping this Focusrite works better with John's system than it did with mine. Shout out to Hudson because he is asleep, hopefully right now. Yeah. Shout out to possibly one day getting more sleep. And yeah, that's about all I got. That's all I got. Yeah.
Nice. good. Shout out to our patrons. Patreon.com/FaceOffHockeyShow. The aforementioned Brian, newest member to join up. Congratulations, Rob, Sean, Angela, Mitch, Chris, Ethan, Trista, Mark, and Damon. You guys, thank you so much. Your help fueling some stuff, some things we have in the fire. And of course, if you're one of those top tier subscribers, the extra show will be posted on the Patreon page. This probably, hopefully tonight, if I can get this whole thing done. Shout out to Jen, whose birthday is Saturday. So
happy birthday, Jen.
So Jen will be turning something.
Probably an anniversary of her 21st birthday.
Exactly. So she will be we'll be celebrating that. We'll be watching UND Omaha. So that's cool. Shout out to my car getting fixed. The guys at Cenex on Gateway. Fantastic work. You guys do a good job. And yeah, that's it. I think I'm trying to think. Nope, that's it. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. We appreciate you so much. For Johnny P. Mark at the Sam, Scotty Watts, take care of yourself. Someone else has been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com. It's also our Tumblr page. Hey, we're on Blog Talk Radio too. Blog Talk Radio /FOHS Radio, I think.
Yes.
And also FOHS Radio on Facebook, Twitter, Face Off HTKY Show. And guys, it's been a treat. 2018 going to be our year. Definitely Johnny's year. That's for damn sure. So until next week, peace.
All access, failure to prohibit. The shit is so strong that you might want to sip it. If I'm a Jayhawk, you might have to clip it.